Excellent. We are live. We are live. Hey guys. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the thing. We're gonna talk soon. We're gonna talk soon about some stuff.
All right. That's
We're gonna
right.
talk some. Let's just get settled in here. This is a Winter Wonderland edition of Loserly's Wrestling.
Hey, wait. Before we get to that,
sure.
just to kill a little time, let some people come in.
Sure. That's fair.
During the commercials of AEW Dynamite, I was scrolling around. I was scrolling through Twitter, just seeing what's going on in the world. And the latest announcement of the newest inductee into the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame came out. You know who it is?
Who is it?
Tracy Smothers.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Let's dedicate this in the memory of Tracy Smothers. Yeah, this episode is dedicated to the memory of Tracy Smothers. Hey, welcome everyone. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the show. We're just getting settled here. We're just having a nice, relaxing time. We're here in the North Pole, and it's so cold, so frigid. We're actually, I think, we're the first show to do a Christmas-themed episode ever.
That's right.
Like one of the first to do a Christmas-themed, holiday-themed episode.
That's right.
I don't know. Maybe we're breaking ground. This is the and
I love him play. Okay, wait.
And
your name is Hugh Morris. What? Hugh Morris. What? Is that funny? Is that humorous?
Okay. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, we got there. This is the woos. If you didn't hear the audio because it wasn't crystal clear, it's the woos and what's of AEW Dynamite. Chica Mark says, I got 4 more minutes of Dynamite. I was on a delay. Oh my goodness. Joe Redlux is in the chat, upping the production value tonight, guys. You like this? Right?
Yeah.
We got some real. I'm in a Christmas winter wonderland right now. You're honestly, it looks like you're in church. Just like the lights on in the background. Very holy night this is. We just finished watching a holiday themed what is it called? Holiday Bash?
Yeah, Holiday Bash. AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash.
Holiday Bash. And boy, was it a bash. Thank you all so much for joining us today. My name is Red Jefferson, and I'm here with Roy Lazowitz. Roy, how are you right now?
Right now, I'm feeling good. I came into this show feeling good. It's been a pretty good day overall. So I was excited. I was excited for AEW. And for the most part, it gave me what I wanted.
Hell yeah. Give me a quick spit take. How'd you, I don't know if that's a word. Spit take is
it's a shock.
How do you feel about this show?
Yeah, I felt good about the show. I think overall it was good. I feel like a controversial take, main event, maybe a little long. Maybe it didn't need to be that long. I can't wait
to talk about it because I feel like the Grinch who wants good booking. Just want common sense to reign. There was too many bad decisions tonight.
I don't know about that. But we'll talk about it. I have a sad realization to talk about. You'll like it. You'll love it.
It's a sad realization. You're going to start the show off.
We'll get to it. Why don't we start the show? We'll talk about it.
Tell me what the sad realization is. We have to. It's out there.
I love the Young Bucks so much. What? I do. I'm a big hold on, time out. I'm not done yet. I do. I love the Young Bucks, and I've been a long Young Bucks defender on this show because you're not the biggest Young Bucks fan.
Sure.
But tonight was the breaking point for me where everything they do that isn't a wrestling match is just kind of weird. It's just kind of awkward. They made this great debut into something that was a little awkward for a couple of minutes.
I can't wait to talk about it. Let's get into this. Let's get into this talk. Joe writes, I love the AEW names these shows, makes them feel special. Yes, I really do like the Winter's Coming and the Holiday Bash and Breeze at the Beach or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it had to be. They did Bash at the Beach the first year, and then they couldn't do that anymore. So then it's like Beach Brawl or Beach Break or something like that.
Beach Bum. We're here to talk about. Let's start off the night. The night started off with Adam Cole versus Orange Cassidy. They're welcoming us from Greensboro Coliseum, home of a lot of the Jim Crockett promotion.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of famous NWA moments happening there in WCCW. Am I saying those right?
WCCW.
Oh, that's Dallas. That's Dallas.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
But you're right.
I'm listening too much Jeff Jarrett this week.
I can't wait to listen to this week's episode.
And our broadcast colleague, third man in the booth, Moat Jaswell, was on the seat
On the scene.
Mojo Oswald was on the scene. He was in the during the match with CM Punk and MJF went running out. They went right between his aisle. He's out there in Greensboro doing the reporting for us. We're gonna get back to him. We have to find out what his hot takes were. But that being said, Adam Cole versus Orange Cassidy was the what started off the show. How do we feel about this? This Orange Cassidy Adam Cole feud. First off, before we move on to the end.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's okay. I think it serves its purpose. I think from the beginning, it's been a telegraph of like, good, here's a group of guys that are good opponents for the eventual debuting of Kyle O'Reilly and the reuniting of the Undisputed Era. So it's really just been a telegraph to that. My big takeaway is Tony Schiavone mentioned on commentary as Orange Cassidy was entering that he's 24-1 this year in singles matches. Too many matches for Orange Cassidy. Too many matches, in my opinion. I don't need that much.
Cassidy's a special attraction.
Special attraction. Yeah.
Special attraction. During this match, we see we'll get to the ending, but essentially Adam Cole wins with his boom kick to win. But during just to talk about Orange Cassidy and how he's doing, I just feel like is the crowd realizing that he's going stale? Do you hear the crowd reacting less?
I wrote that down, actually, that the crowd doesn't feel like they're into Orange Cassidy early in the match. And it feels like it's really interesting to watch. And this was my interpretation. Who knows if I'm right? And we should ask Moet, the man on the scene, if this was true. But the first 5 minutes of the match, maybe, there was a lot of headlock exchanges and it was very slow. And Cassidy was like, that works in an Orange Cassidy match if the crowd's into it and he's like playing to the crowd, but the crowd kind of felt a little dead.
Yeah.
So they weren't really into it, which was interesting. And then there was one point where the crowd was silent for a long time. And it's like the crowd was like, wait a second, why are we silent? And they all started clapping to try to get into the match. But they were behind Adam Cole the whole time.
Very forced reactions. They came out of nowhere. And also, one thing, Adam Cole is very good. Adam Cole is very good. And it shows in a match like this where Orange Cassidy really isn't great. Like he's a little sloppy sometimes. He's a little slow to pick up. He knows his gimmick, but he only knows the things that he's had planned. You know, when things catch him off guard, he's back to being just a regular person, which is very it's difficult for myself to stay with, you know?
Yeah, I think he's a man stymied by his gimmick. I think he's a very good wrestler. And I felt like a lot of this match, he was like a wrestler in transition where he's like, I have this gimmick, but I'm also like trying to wrestle, but I can't do, what do I do? And he's kind of stuck in the middle sometimes, it feels like to me, really, or to us, you know. I think we both kind of are on the same page about that. So yeah, I think it can be tricky. And I think a guy like Trent moving forward is a better person to be in this spot.
Yes, agreed. And then we get in the match. Adam Cole gives the Panama Sunrise. Orange Cassidy kicks out.
Well,
Orange Cassidy kicks out.
He kicks out, but he also it's a lazy cover. It was a taunting cover.
It was a taunting cover. Okay, that's fair. But then out comes Bobby Fish to distract the ref forever. It took a long time to distract this ref. This ref was really intent in this match. Bobby Fish was flying around out there. And then out comes Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly comes out from the ring. Everyone in the crowd is looking everywhere. The cameraman is super close on Orange Cassidy's face, trying not to give away the crowd, just literally looking everywhere for Kyle O'Reilly. Mm-hmm. This was a poorly kept secret. And we get Kyle O'Reilly giving him some good 1-2s, and then we get the boom kick from Adam Cole to get the win. So we're excited about Kyle O'Reilly finally being correct.
Yeah, are you kidding? That's great.
It's good. It's very positive, very exciting. But afterwards, we get a little bit of an Undisputed Era beatdown on the Best Friends, and apparently there's 7 million best friends, but when 3 are getting beaten down, nobody's doing anything about it.
I mean, Wheeler Yuta was missing, yes.
And Rocky Romero and Chris Statlander and their entire T-shirt that they currently have was missing. And then Young Bucks come out, which is very interesting to me. Do you feel so? The Young Bucks come out. They have this little stare down. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish did not get the memo to turn around.
Oh my God!
They're staring at hard camera the entire time.
Yeah, like what? Why is that happening? And why isn't Cole like, hey, buddy, hey, look at these fuckers, you know? That's why a part of me believes that it's intentional. Like maybe they were supposed to go to commercial earlier. Maybe they're supposed to leave the ring earlier. Maybe the Bucks were late. Like, because the Bucks were kind of just moseying on down to the ring. Like, it was very awkward. And for some reason, I just blame the Young Bucks for it.
I almost think that this was I think you're right. It was predetermined. It was thought out. I think they were thinking this was going to be a really cool fucking visual. Like the visual of like, oh, stand with my friends, or they're my other friends over there. Like they were hoping for something dramatic. Sure. But what ended up happening, because the Young Bucks were in the ring right there, like if the Young Bucks were maybe outside the ring or towards the ramp, and then he looked at them and he's looking at his friends, that kind of dilemma. It just didn't work, and it felt very uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's a few things about it that, like, also when the best friends ran down, so it was smart of Cole and O'Reilly to play off the fact that the last time they were on TV together, they were feuding and they hated each other. So it was like good to see them stare off and kind of yell at one another. But like, there was no resolution there. There was no like, okay, we hugged and now we're going to beat up the best friends. It's like, these people are coming out to attack us. We're yelling at each other, but we're just going to beat these guys up. And then I guess we're buddies now. I want like a clear visual that they're on the same page again.
I think there were some jump cues. Maybe the best friends came a little too early, and maybe the Young Bucks just stayed too late or came too late or something. John Busman writes, Kyle O'Reilly never been here before, so it took him a long time to get to the ring. That's what happened. He didn't understand where the AEW ring is. That's very interesting. Good point, JB. Everyone welcome John Busman, who did such a good job co-hosting last week. Thank you so much, John. Great job, John. Great job, John. That's what you actually used to call him in Austin. Great job, John. Do you remember that? You remember that nickname? Great job, John.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we got to keep this going. But yeah, do you think they're rushing this angle?
No, we don't even know where it's going. Nothing's happened yet.
But no, the Young Bucks undisputed thing. I feel like it's almost like I was hoping, at least when Bobby Fish got there, like there was a slow infiltration of the Elite. Like, oh, I have another buddy that's coming over. And then it becomes one of those scenarios where you invite a friend to come to your house, and then they invite a friend, or they invite a couple friends, and you're just kind of like, yeah, I invited you, and I want that kind of dynamic. They've already jumped, I feel like they've already jumped to, oh, there's tension. There's tension,
Yeah. I think AEW does nothing. But that's the thing that's so weird about AEW is that they do so many things so quickly, but yet they still do long-term storytelling in a way, So I don't know. I don't know if it's too like Adam Cole needs to turn face. Mm-hmm. He needs to be a baby face. I don't think anyone really people will want to cheer for the Young Bucks again. Sure. But I think people would much rather cheer for O'Reilly, Fish, and Cole. So turn them face now. And then turn the Young Bucks, keep the Young Bucks heel. I don't know who they're gonna. The story is, and I don't know if it's still accurate. Like, who knows? Like, Kenny's supposed to be back in February, so there's your sixth guy for your, trios matches. But like, I don't know if that's humanly possible for him to come back in February with all of the surgeries he needed to have.
Yeah, but I think what I kind of wish happened. I kind of wish, if they're gonna start this Young Bucks thing right now and have them stand in the ring awkwardly, have them immediately beat down the Young Bucks. Like, it's almost just like, let's just skip. If you're not gonna do that dance that I wanted earlier, what if you just skip towards it? Like, as soon as the Young Bucks come out and they're like, what's going on? They immediately beat them up. And like, we are more powerful than the Elite. Kenny's gone. You're just two people. Your buddies are back in Impact. Like you're alone.
Yeah, or they could all be on the same page for a while. They could be a group of five, and those five could, in theory, which is why they're probably feuding with the best friends in the first place, fight the three best friends plus Wheeler Yuta plus Rocky Romero. They could at least have a 5-on-5. They could coexist for a month or two. I don't want any 5-on-5s. I'm not. You're trying to book for Tony Khan. Here I am.
Here you are. We got some comments. John Busman says that's not true. Assuming in reference to his old nickname. Yeah, he always tries to run away from that one. Joe writes, yes, they are rushing a breakup too soon. Well, we'll see. We are going to see. Who knows what's happening? We don't know what's going to happen because they may just forget everything just happened this week. Moving on. We get Tony brings out Hangman Adam Page. Brings out Hangman Adam Page, our AEW heavyweight champion. And Hangman talks about a little bit of his anxiety and how he's disappointed in himself after last week, right? Disappointed in himself. Very interesting. Why would he say that? Out comes Bryan Danielson, who calls him an entitled, sad millennial, just like these other entitled, sad millennials out there. Very fun stuff. He wants that match. What did you think of this? First thing, how did you feel about Adam Page coming out?
I think Hangman was good. I realized in this moment, like in this segment, that AEW is doing this like totally impossible thing, and they've put Hangman in this like almost impossible situation to win. He's going up against, I don't care how hard Bryan Danielson works to be a heel, and people are booing him and he's doing his job and it's fine, but that's fucking Bryan Danielson.
Sure.
You know, like this guy, not only did he main event this most recent WrestleMania, not only did he main event a previous WrestleMania, but like that story that like Daniel Bryan like build to WrestleMania 30 is one of the best stories in wrestling over the last 20 years. Like this guy is made for life, and he is built into the minds of not only diehard wrestling fans, but casual wrestling fans as well. And now you're Hangman Adam Page. You're the AEW heavyweight champion. This is your first program as AEW heavyweight champion, and you've got to hang with Bryan Danielson. It didn't hit me until this segment how hard that is. And I think he's doing a good job.
Yeah. I don't think he did a bad job. Of course, Bryan Danielson will outshine most people. But I don't think Adam Page looked out of place at all. No. Did not look out of place. So what Bryan Danielson wants to do, now Hangman Page would love to have a ladder match or a cell match or
an Inferno match
standing or Inferno match. He wants all those matches. But what does Bryan Danielson want? Bryan Danielson wants a 60-minute time limit with judges.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is the most boring stipulation.
I love it. I think it's great. Because I think it's just classic. It's a classic heel move. And it's Bryan Danielson. It makes sense move for the story, too.
No, you're right. I was
and it's also not going to go 60 minutes.
What?
It's not going to go 60 minutes again. It's not going to come down to the judges.
Honestly, I don't mind if it does. I think that'd be pretty interesting to see them do a second 60-minute. But who do you see winning this at the end? Hangman, right?
Hangman. Yeah, I do.
You don't see going to judges then? Like, why have the judges stipulation if it's not going to go the full 60 minutes? It has
decoy. Just a decoy. Just a nice little decoy.
But then
they used to do that all the time. This is old time wrestling. They would do the judges and it would never get to a judge's decision. It would never happen.
It's true, but I feel like this is a perfect out for someone like Daniel Bryan so that he doesn't have to lose the match. Because like, I don't want to see Daniel Bryan. I guess I could see him lose. I don't mind seeing him lose.
Let me ask you this question. You're Bryan Danielson, right? This is your gimmick. You're the best wrestler on the planet, essentially, is what your gimmick is. What's more insulting to the gimmick? Getting pinned in 3 seconds with a roll up, let's say, or three judges unanimously deciding that Hangman is a better wrestler than you.
This isn't Sheamus anymore.
I'm just saying. What do you mean this isn't Sheamus anymore? I'm just saying, like, a pin in 3 seconds. You lost, you lose. Okay, but then like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at ringside being like, yeah, he's better than you. It's like a little more damaging.
Who are we saying the judge is going to be? You said Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
I think Ricky the Dragon would be a fun one because you can't get Ric Flair. It should be Flair, but you can't get Flair. So it should be the Dragon.
One of them's going to be Big Show.
No, I don't think. I think they're going to get.
One of them's going to be Big Show.
I think he stated that Danielson or Hangman was like, get your old guys in your suits or whatever. I think it's going to be older guys. I think it's going to be weird though. I think it's going to be like Dragon, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and like, I don't know, Honky Tonk Man, like something weird like that.
I'm telling you right now, if there's ever a moment to bring this person in, it's right now. Have one of them be Jim Cornette. Have one of them be Jim Cornette because this is right up his alley. Honestly, Tony Khan and him are big buddies right now, and it's ridiculous. Joe writes, Hangman is doing a great job, but Danielson is not the right first opponent for a new champ. that they may not want, that they may want long-term should be some lesser than challenges. I actually agree with that. I think that's having this big one right up on the onset. How do you follow this up? How does either wrestler follow this up? Who do you go to after this? I mean, Hangman could go to other people. Where does Danielson go?
Danielson goes to a returning Jon Moxley. That's like,
if he's returning.
If he's returning, who knows? Right. You're right. You're 100% right. I shouldn't, it is what it is.
John, we're going to need you to pick up the pace a little bit. We're going to need you to stop wanting to drink real bad.
I think he's out for the record, but that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Hangman, you just go in the opposite direction and you put him against like Wardlow or someone big. He just has like a big, scary opponent that he has to like overcome. But man, I don't know. I don't know what you do with Danielson after this. That's a really good point. I mean, he disappears off TV for a few weeks. You do a couple of promos, like a couple of promo packages, some video packages of him talking about his loss or whatever. Then he comes back and he beats the shit out of more people.
Maybe. Well, we'll have to see. Chica Marks, I actually missed this one. Isn't Bryan Danielson a millennial? I believe he is. John answered by age, he's a millennial, but saying that would imply he has peers. That's a very good point. Really he does not have peers. But when he was saying millennial, he kept saying entitled millennials. He didn't say millennials. He's like, you entitled millennials, which is he's pushing them away. They're not the same. Joe writes, Danielson's God who has no peers. Hell yeah, Joe. Yeah. You said it. You said it, brother.
Yeah.
All right. We got to move on. We got to get out of here. By the way, this match is taking place on January 5th.
I also want to point out a couple of quick things. I liked that Hangman said, the B+ player comment, nice little subtle WWE reference. Mm-hmm. And then he says, with a yes, like he ends with a yes or whatever. And I like that off mic, Danielson just said, how dare you? How dare you? I love that. Good. I thought it was really good.
That's really good.
I also love that Brian will only wear white t-shirts. I think that's great too.
Yeah.
Also, just real quick, a good judge, Lance Storm. Should be Lance.
Lance Storm would be a good judge. Lance Storm would be a good judge. It really depends on where they are. Do you know where they are January 5th? Is that Newark?
They're going to be in Jersey.
They're in Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So you know that Cornette's not going.
Yeah, it should be International Nick Saber. Should be one of the judges.
International Nick Saber should be one of the judges. But Lance Storm's not
Nick
coming.
Gage
He's in Canada.
Should be another judge. No problem.
Joke. Don't even joke about that. He'd fucking eat the clipboard. All right, moving on. We got to get out of here. We go backstage. We go backstage and we get the Pinnacle. The Pinnacle, first sighting of the Pinnacle as a group, first spotting in a while. How rare to find them in the wild. We got MJF saying, Wardlow, great job before, but like I pay you a lot of money. Where were you the other day when I was getting beaten up or whatever? And he's like, you do pay me. He just brushed it off. But then MJF went into this whole thing about why he's fighting CM Punk and reasons why they're fighting. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The reason why that Pinnacle's fighting is because of CM Punk. Excuse me. But they it gives a fire promo, just ripping everyone apart. But they followed up with Dax. They followed that up with Dax talking.
Don't you dare.
I like Dax. I like Dax. I don't think Dax should talk second. I don't think Dax should cap off an MJF promo with him talking about his family. Like, I don't care. Like, he should, honestly, I was thinking about this, and tell me what you think. Get rid of Tully. I love Tully. Bye, Tully. Sorry, Sean Spears. We tried you in this way, and it's honestly, you're too much like Bugs Bunny right now. And Wardlow, he'll go their separate ways. Have it just be the three. He made mention, Dax made mention in the promo. What do you call themselves? The three kings of wrestling.
Yeah.
He ignored Sean Spears and Wardlow just standing there. We're the three kings of wrestling. Just talking. Let's have them be the three kings. Let's have just those three. Have MJF be the talker. That's his muscle behind him. These workhorses. That's a good stable.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Wardlow is on his way out. That's established. Spears, I think, is only there to like be the jabroni that he's the Brandon Cutler Everyone needs a Brandon Cutler. As much as you hate Brandon Cutler,
No
everyone
one
needs one.
needs a Brandon Cutler.
And
Brandon Cutler's mom didn't.
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
Come on.
That's mean. That's really
He's great. Brandon Cutler's one of the best in the biz. At his job. At his job. At his job.
What job?
Being a jabron. Being the guy that gets beat up and takes the pin and screws up. He's good at that.
Yeah, he is a screw up.
I'm gonna disagree with you because I think Dax Harwood's a fucking superstar. He's the man, and I feel bad for Cash because Cash is good. And for a long time, I felt like they were on equal ground, FTR. But Dax is so good.
Dax is great. And Dax can talk when motivated properly.
He was motivated. You don't think he was motivated?
This is not the time. You can't follow MJF. You just can't do it. You just can't do it.
Right.
And I'm not saying that they need a talker, but like, let's organize who talks first and second next time. Let's not just go willy-nilly. No, I don't want any more like, oh, Dax, you haven't talked last in a while. Let's have you do the best talker talks last.
I'm just saying two things. One, MJF shouldn't close a promo because MJF is too self-centered to close a promo. Like the whole idea of a group promo is that the person who talks last ties it all together and says like, we're a family. MJF should never be the one that's like, yeah, we're a family. MJF is MJF. Even when he's in a group, he's still MJF. One. Two, I just want to throw this out there. When the Four Horsemen would do their promos, Flair would do all the talking. And then at the very end, Arn would come in and close the promo out just like
because Arn is the best talker on the team.
That's not untrue. That is not untrue.
Arn is the best talker. Ric Flair is the loudest. You're going to remember the things he says the most because he's screaming them. But Arn is the one that Arn is the better talker.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that either.
To this day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we gotta. Okay, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. Let us know what you think about that. Should FTR become the Three Kings?
Three Kings of professional wrestling.
Three Kings. Moving on, we've got Wardlow versus Captain Sean Dean. Captain Sean Dean sounds like a WWF gimmick from the 90s. Captain Sean Dean.
Well, he's a pilot. He's an army pilot.
Is his real name Sean Dean?
Yeah, his real name's Sean Dean. He's literally Captain Sean Dean. That's a shoot.
You know, respect, but that's a terrible name. You should change that up. Like be Captain Sean Falcon, or I don't know, something a little zippier.
You want to talk about WWE in the 90s?
Captain Sean D, I brought your sausages.
Coming to the ring, Captain Sean Falcon. Yeah, he's about to get beat by Duke the Dumpster Droese.
He comes out like a bird. We love it. But we get Wardlow making this guy look like complete shit. Complete and utter shit. But not even like a jobber shit. Like he threw him on the ground. he threw him and then immediately power bombed him. But the thing is, when he put him between his legs to get ready for the power bomb, on the first one, he looks around at the crowd like this guy's just like, yeah, I'm still conscious in between this guy's legs, and you know what? Seems good. Feels right. Like,
wait, I missed this. Who looked like Sean Dean? Like looked around.
Sean Dean hasn't been knocked unconscious, hasn't been clotheslined, hasn't been punched, hasn't literally just pushed down to the ground. Pushed down the ground. He puts him in the thing, and then Wardlow just looks around at the crowd over a little bit, and then Sean Dean just bend over, waiting. It's insulting. It's insulting. And like at least the first one, make it fast, hit it hard, so that's just like, oh, I caught him off guard. Those things. You just made everybody look like an idiot, yourself included. You big dumb bucket. I don't know.
Hey, this is the ascent to Wardlow, baby. We're on the Wardlow ride, and we're going up. So you better strap in.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There's no lateral movement. It's just moving in one direction. He's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Each week. And Sean Spears does the same thing each time afterward. And he orgasms after hitting him with a chair. And
did he do that this year? Did he do this year? Did he do that tonight?
Hit him, and then just like, oh, like
that's weird. It's weird.
We have some comments. Joseph writes, there was a Simon Dean in WWE. Wasn't he an infomercial gimmick? He was. Yes, that was Nova. It was Simon Dean.
The story of Supernova coming soon to This Is Your Gimmick in the new year.
Oh, we have a new show called This Is Your Gimmick. Oh, that's actually very exciting. That's a great idea because that's a good one. We can't wait to talk about This Is Your Gimmick. That's man. Thank you. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow us on all the things, Instagram and the TikTok, and send us some emails to Loser Leaves Pod. We want to hear those emails. Then we got Chica Marks writing, I blinked and missed this match.
Yeah. That's okay.
And it was fine. It was fine. Any other thoughts?
I was making the graphic for tonight's show during this match. I'm not going to lie. No. So I was watching out of the corner of my eye.
You're not missing much with this one.
I knew what was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
No, we can keep going.
All right. Let's keep going then. We got a Sammy Guevara and a Cody Rhodes promo package.
Oh, right. Yes.
We get a little taste of that. That's going to be happening next week.
This Saturday, Christmas Day.
Oh, is this the Christmas Day Dynamite?
This is the Christmas Day Rampage. Yeah.
With this on Saturday or Friday?
They're moving Rampage from Friday to Saturday this week, so it's on Christmas Day.
I had no idea. Rampage is on Friday. Christmas
Saturday.
Day. Very interesting.
Christmas Day, Saturday.
Very interesting. We got Joe Riley saying, someone please make a GIF of Spears' O-face after a chair shot. Actually, that would be a pretty good meme.
It exists.
That would make a pretty good meme. I'm going to check it out.
Think about that.
I'll send you one, Joe. I'll send you
cute bros.
Face. He could be a too cute bro.
Yeah, why not?
You should. That'd actually be very interesting.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later, Joe. Moving on. Dan Lambert. Dan Lambert's up in the stands there. He starts talking and literally sounds like a little baby talking. Like, honestly, without knowing it's him, he's just like, wait a second. He has this very like soft young voice at times, and it's very disarming. When you see that face, that looks like John Madden, but the voice of like, I don't know, a little rascal. It's very disarming. Yeah, but then everyone started booing. Dan Lambert, how do you feel about this whole thing?
I gotta respect Dan Lambert. I was thinking about this. I'm kind of over it. I worry about things like this because I think Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are talented, and they're just in another like program where they're gonna lose. Like, that's a bummer. But like, you gotta respect Dan Lambert because he is in that position where he is speaking what everyone is thinking. On Saturday show, I think, on the Weekly Wrestle, we every Saturday.
Wrestle, every Saturday, except for this one.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
I was going to ask you about that off air, but here we are. You answered my question.
Smash that like button.
Oh yeah, hit that like button. That's
Smash
right.
it. Smash it right
Smash
here.
It. Okay. Smash it. We were talking about how they're so desperate to get Cody Rhodes cheered that they're putting him with Dan Lambert, and here's Dan Lambert saying, I guess they want to get Cody Rhodes cheered because he's working with me. And I was, I respect that.
Yeah. And I like that too. Honestly, I did write that down. I thought that was interesting, but also I kind of also hate that kind of calling attention to something that's kind of a backstage thing. Yeah. Tony really wants me to get you cheers. Tony wants me to get you cheers.
Tony Khan man.
You shouldn't be calling attention to that. Thank you so much for the likes. Keep them coming, please. I see all of you in here. You should keep liking.
It's okay.
We kind of need it. And if you need to switch accounts, that's fine. Go to another account to like it. We want to get those likes up. Thank you so much. Just smash it right there. We were talking about Dan Lambert. But he said that TK makes his buddies champ, all that stuff. I like Dan Lambert. I still like Dan Lambert.
So do I.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I kind of think that
Ethan Page should be the fourth king of wrestling, and he should be with them. He should replace Shawn Spears. He should replace Shawn Spears and Wardlow. And he should be in that group. And you know what? It should be Scorpio Sky, Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, FTR, MJF. That's the group.
All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. We're going to see how that cookie crumbles.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. Never going to happen.
Okay.
We got to move on because we got a lot more show.
We got a lot more show.
to show. We got Tony Schiavone in the back with our friend Britt Baker. Also, Jamie Hayter is serving her something, and Rebel is doing something else in the corner.
Yeah.
And I love Britt Baker. But this is not the way that you show. She hasn't wrestled in how many weeks?
Since she lost to Riho, I don't think she's wrestled. So it's been like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
and even before that, maybe one. Like they're having like this. They treat this championship like it's barely there. Honestly, you could forget that Britt Baker is the champion, and that's a big problem. Britt Baker should not be an afterthought. Britt Baker should have just as many matches as anyone else. And she should not just be a backstage segment. Someone made a comment. Who made the comment somewhere in the show? Like, we're going to regulate you to the curtain jerker, or someone that's in those endless backstage segments. I think it was Dan Lambert.
Oh, yeah, it might have been Dan Lambert. Yeah.
Dan Lambert said, like, oh, and those endless because that's what they do to second-rate people, is they give them a bunch of backstage segments and say, oh, this is suitable. This is suitable for you. You know, the Young Bucks will have segments in the ring. They'll have their backstage segments and a segment in a ring. And Britt Baker is regulated to the back. Very upsetting. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, you know, I was reading earlier today that they're going to remake the movie Castaway. Did you hear about this?
No.
The Tom Hanks movie. They're remaking it, starring Britt Baker, because she's lost at sea, my friend. She's out there. She's lost. I think the title's lost. I feel like it's directionless. I feel like there hasn't been any progression in her character in a long time, and I don't blame her for that. I just don't think they're putting her in a position to necessarily succeed with that title the way they should be. And also it bums me out that they're like, oh, we have a holiday party with Britt Baker and Tony Schiavone. Like, they advertised that for the week, and it's like a 30-second backstage segment.
30-second.
Give me something live.
Give me
something in front of a crowd. Yeah, I agree. And you can't do like a build to that match, because like Riho can't come down and like crash a holiday party. Like, Rio's not that type of character. Like, that doesn't work for that. Although maybe if she did that, it would work and it would build to the match better. I don't know. It's going to main event this Battle of the Belt show. It's going to be the main event. And that's the thing, is that right now we're at a point in the women's division where it's like, oh, look, our women are main eventing. Like, the first ever episode of Rampage, Britt Baker main evented. Britt Baker main evented an episode of Dynamite, multiple episodes of Dynamite at this point. And now she's going to main event this Battle of the Belt show. But we can say that in retrospect. We can look back and be like, oh, that happened and that's cool. But if we dig a little deeper in retrospect, we'll see that there was no real build to it, and it doesn't really matter. Except for the Thunder Rosa match. There was legit really big build to that.
Yeah. No, 100%. And honestly, I'm not excited for Rio, but whatever. Thank you all so much for those likes. I see those likes pouring in. Keep them coming. Let's break a record tonight. Let's break a record tonight.
Are they coming in?
I want to make it a fun game, make it interactive. It's for them, you know.
Yeah, it's for them.
It's for them to give them something to do. You know, I don't want them to. What are they going to do? They're going to look at their phones. They're going to start playing Candy Crush. We have to give them something to do with their fingers. Press that, smash it. Keep smashing it. Don't stop. And we got some comments. Joe writes, why create a second women's title if they don't care about the main one?
We'll see.
Chica Marks writes, it makes me sad. The women could be so good, and they still can be. Still can be.
This week, this Christmas edition of Rampage, the only match I'm excited for on the whole show, there's 4 matches. The only match I'm excited for is Chris Statlander versus Layla Hirsch. Everything else,
excited for that.
I don't care. I don't really care about Samuel Guevara versus Cody Rhodes. I don't really care.
You don't care about Hook?
Oh, that's right. I do care about Hook.
You don't care about Hook?
I forgot about Hook. Come on, it's Hook. You don't care about Hook?
I love Hook. No, I was being sincere.
Okay,
I know that being sincere. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
You don't care about Hook?
No, we can't. We love Hook. We're having fun. We're having fun. We got to move on. We got to get out. We got to go. And then we get to, honestly, a pretty cool moment of the night.
The best part of the night, probably.
We get Owen Hart, the Owen Hart tribute package put together with, I guess, family footage and matches from Japan, from NJPW. And wow, what a fun little thing. We had some wrestlers comment on it. This is talking about why they like Owen. We had 2.0 set they really into Blue Blazer.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know, it's whatever. But
I mean, they're French Canadian, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that matters. Yeah, they're French Canadian.
Then why is that their favorite part?
I don't know. Yeah, they were trained with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Honestly, if they were like from freaking like Louisiana, they're just like, yeah, Blue Blazer. I was like, oh, okay, because you're Canadian.
They should be smarter. They're Canadian. They should be smarter than that. Yeah.
But how did you feel about this entire video package?
I thought it was fantastic. I think like more so maybe than any other wrestler of a previous generation, Owen Hart is spoken of the highest. You know what I'm saying? Like no one really has a bad word to say about Owen other than maybe Steve Austin, because he broke Steve Austin's neck. But other than that, I mean, everyone, the ribs and the stories and like helping people and like all of like this video package kind of set up to me that like this tournament isn't just about like honoring the memory of Owen Hart as a wrestler. It's really actually honoring him as a person, as it should be, with Martha behind it. So I thought it was fantastic. I also really love that they only use this New Japan footage for obvious reasons, but I love that they used it because it's also Owen really at his most athletic, wrestling his most athletic opponents, and AEW is the most athletic. That's what they're going for, is that like this is going to be a work rate tournament. Like, there's no bullshit in this.
Give us your crackpot theory that you mentioned in a text earlier.
Oh yeah, my crackpot theory is that they're going to make an announcement at some point that this tournament is going to be a crossover between New Japan and AEW.
That seems pretty interesting to me. I would love if they had like the western half of the bracket and the eastern half of the bracket held different spaces. That would be pretty cool.
Do you remember when they did that for the women's tournament earlier this year? I thought that was great. I thought it was fantastic.
Pretty cool. Yeah. John Buseman wrote, I cried at the Owen video. It was very It was very sweet. Yeah. And I'm very excited for it. Very excited to see what they do. I hope that what you said is the case, because that seems very interesting. And I would love to see months build of this. I'd like to see 2 months build of them saying, I want to make it onto that tournament. I want to make it to that tournament. How do I get there? Like, have people competing, like even like mid-card people that are like, I might not be able to make it into this tournament. I have to work harder, Yeah. No, Griff Garrison. Did you say Griff Garrison?
Yeah, mid-card guy.
Griff Garrison as the example.
He wants to get there. Well, hold on a second. I want to also mention that this is an opportunity for us. We're not in AEW. This is an opportunity
to the top and win the Owen Cup.
Just for AEW to make a tournament mean something outside. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, every time there's a tournament, forever and ever and ever, it's like, this is really meaningful because you'll get to this. I want this to, like, the winner of the Owen Cup. That's it. That's all you want, is to be the winner of the Owen Cup. And you're the person who's got the cup. Like, that's all you get. And that's worth it. Like, you spend months like qualifying and getting through and fighting all these guys to get this cup, to honor
this multinational, international cup.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool stuff. And you're right. I hope that is the case. But we got to move on. We got to cover some other things. We're falling behind here, Oyster. We got Nyla Rose versus Ruby Soho. And oh wait, I'm sorry, it's a triple threat. Nyla Rose versus Ruby Soho and Ruby Soho's jacket. Ruby Soho's jacket was a prominent part of this match. Ruby Soho had her jacket on and she couldn't take it off. And no one could take it off. All the King's men and all the King's horses or whatever, nobody could take this jacket off. It was and for some reason, everyone froze. Ruby was just like, uh-oh, my jacket's on. I'm gonna stop pretending I'm in a match. Nyla Rose is like, here, let me help you take that jacket off. The ref allowed the match to start, which you shouldn't do if one of the opponents is bound. They usually, that's part of the thing there. And also the announcers ignored it for the first minute of it happening. They're talking about other things, and there's Ruby struggling. What? Nyla should have just beat the shit out of her, right?
Yeah, she should have just kept attacking her, and they should have made it. And then I think Ruby's comeback should have been her whipping the jacket at her, since it's stuck on her hand. Just use it as a weapon. It's got spikes and shit on it.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah.
No one's gonna disqualify you.
There's like the main sign in AEW that like, something's wrong, is when they do a close-up of the opponent. Like, there's this close-up of Nyla, and it's like, we're in trouble here. And the announcers kind of go a little silent for a minute. It's like, okay. I just think it was a wasted opportunity. Just use it. It happened. Just roll with it. This thing happened. Just keep going. Let's just go with it. It's gonna come off at some point. And if anything, clothesline Nyla out of the ring. And then you buy yourself some time to pull the jacket off your hand and turn it into like a gimmick with the crowd, where you're like, can I get this off? We'll find out. I don't know.
They cheered when it got taken off.
Yeah,
there was a pop, and that was the biggest pop of this match, because the crowd really died after this.
Not true.
And I'm going to tell you this. Mm-mm. What is Ruby Soho doing? Honestly, I keep waiting for this moment when I see like Ruby Soho really shine. And what I got was her struggle with her jacket, and then just like lead legs. Like, she's just like She's slow. She's slow in this match. She like there was a head scissors takedown that like Nyla just had to muscle her up because she had no wind in her. She wasn't running. You hate this. I could see you're visibly shaking.
I'm not shaking.
Tell me what you think here.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was good overall. I do think Ruby moves a little slower than I would expect her to move. At least I think it might have been the camera angle because the replay was of an opposite angle and it looked a lot better. But the camera angle of her running off the apron and drop kicking the chair into Nyla, it's like she took like a couple of really like safe steps and she was like, "Ooh, I don't want to go too." You gotta like, it looked a little too soft. But from the opposite angle, it looked great. So maybe they should have just shot it from that angle. I don't know. I just thought the finish of this match was good. I thought the finish of this match was
finish
strong.
was the only good part of this match.
Shout out to Vicky for taking the kick. That rules.
Yeah.
And then the kick off the top rope was also very cool.
I don't know. I just feel it was very disappointing. You didn't feel disappointed?
I didn't feel disappointed. I didn't. I felt good about it.
You say that with gritted teeth. You say that
because
with, like,
I do. I wish
didn't feel disappointed.
Because I wish there was more. And I think there would have been more, but I think this jacket thing really kind of threw everybody off.
You got to be able to change your game plan. You can't. That's the issue. And I hate to sound like an old-timey wrestler, but the thing is, that's the problem with having everything thought out in your head beforehand. It should be ideas of what you want done in the match. You can't be like, okay, we're going to start the match off like this, then this, this. Because as soon as that went off, like as soon as Ruby got the jacket off, she started with the match. She started with what she wanted to do. It was her brawling to start off. The thing is, that was a golden opportunity for Nyla and a golden opportunity for this to just do something different. You could have still gotten back to where you wanted to be. You just didn't need to start there.
Yeah, I just think I think we're going to think about the beginning of this match. And it took a little time to get on its feet. But when it did get on its feet, it was good. And it told a good story and it laid some groundwork. My issue with this is they've spaced this tournament out too much. You're not able to really tell strong stories because this tournament started too early and then there's too many weeks between matches for it to matter. So like Excalibur said something like, "Oh, do you think Ruby's going to be at a disadvantage because she had to fight two people?" No, because she hasn't wrestled in 3 weeks. So what difference does it make? You know what I'm saying? Like, and now but now they're able to do that because she had to get through Nyla. She hurt her shoulder in the Nyla match. So she'll go into the finals with a bum shoulder. She beat Nyla in a convincing way. There were some good spots there. She fought from behind. That was all really strong. It served it did its job. I wish it could have been a little bit better, but am I disappointed? No, I'm not disappointed.
All right, we're gonna have to let it be at that. Chica Marks writes, there's a few things here I'm missing in the chat. She writes, I agree, Roy. Which I don't know which part you're agreeing with, but I'm probably gonna disagree. Chica Marks writes, I wish I got to hear Vicky, but it was at least cool to see her get kicked. Yeah, that was a pretty good kick. That was good. Good job, Vicky. Yeah, someone who doesn't take that kind of stuff. Joe writes, so you're saying that Ruby is just a song, not wowing anyone?
Yeah, you fuck redlets. Get out of here, both of you.
Joe writes, jacket heel turn, Flair's greatest rival. Okay. All right. We're having fun here. We're having fun.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Okay. Oh, we got to talk about the better women's segment of the night. Is that promo between Deeb and Shida? Yes, let's fucking go.
Deeb is my favorite wrestler on the planet right now.
She killed it. I haven't heard Deeb talk a lot. Like I know she's got oodles of charisma in the ring. She just oozes charisma. And honestly, I wasn't expecting her to talk in like an effective way. I wasn't. Because I never really heard her do it, and I should have heard her by now if she was good. But she's great.
Yeah,
she's fucking great. And
I think she's learning on the job.
But she's
doing great.
Give them the time. These video packages are great. Packages are great. Yeah, but there should be no more. Like there should be 2 women's matches on each card. Can we just do that? Yeah. Isn't that possible?
I think they could have trimmed 10 minutes off the fucking main event and given him a women's match.
10 minutes off the main event. Get rid of that Wardlow bullshit. Get rid of a few things. We could just get rid of a few things. But But we gotta talk about some other stuff here. We got some serious talking.
Deeb rules. I want to see Deeb fight Shida again. I'm fine with that. This time it should be like a no disqualification, 2 out of 3 falls, like something like that. They need to keep fighting each other because it's better than any other women's thing happening on the card right now.
We got John Busman saying Deeb, and then how dare Shida cheat like that?
Seriously,
that's a
great job, John. Great job.
Great job, John. Keeps going back. Great job, John. You can't run from it forever.
True.
You can't run from that nickname. Moving on. Malachi Black, the evil dark house of Black. Malachi Black versus Griff Garrison. We get Griff Garrison coming out. One thing I could say about though, this match ended fairly quickly with Malachi going directly after the knee and giving the half crab for the win, which is
great crab.
Great crab. Real deep.
Yeah.
But Griff very green and makes some weird choices when selling. But that being said, I love his fire.
Yeah,
he's got some good baby face.
It's convincing.
Fire.
It's real.
Yeah,
unlike Brian Pillman Jr.
Oh man, he better not be in the Owen Hart tournament.
He
just better not be.
No.
Honestly, don't ruin it with Brian Pillman. I'm sorry. Don't take it personally.
Early prediction: Keith Lee wins that tournament.
Interesting. Get out of fucking
crackpot theory. As long as I say crackpot theory, I could say anything. That's any prediction because it's crackpot theory.
That's true. That's true. One thing I'm glad about, Malachi Black did not use any black mist.
Don't need it.
Save it for your what is it? Brainwashing.
I think Malachi Black has the greatest jumping knee in wrestling. When he hits that jumping knee, look out. Yeah. It's great.
It's pretty nuts. It looks really good.
Overall, though, I was disappointed in this segment because I was expecting more theatrics. I wanted Brody King to debut. I wanted Julia Hart to show up as evil. Like, I want the House of Black to come together, but I guess we're not there yet.
Yeah.
But overall, that was bummed. But I did also write Pillman just didn't even try to be subtle about it. Just stuck out his chin and was like, "You're gonna kick me in the face now." Was just like, just fucking killed him.
Sweet dumb Brian Pillman.
Yeah, big dummy.
Chica Marks writes, Patrick, or Chica Marks' friend Patrick, watched it with her, and I had fun explaining Malachi. I'd love for you to explain it to me. I would love to find out because I'm still figuring it out. Excellent job. We're doing great here. We're having a great time. We're almost done, but we've got 2 more segments. One we get, this is, I don't even know what to say about this. We get Matt Hardy and Private Party, which are back. Yeah. Private Party's back, which is nice.
Yeah, I like Private Party.
I'm glad. And they're talking about butts, about kicking ass, a lot of ass talk.
Pounding ass.
And then we get Christian and Jurassic Express talking about the transverse pounding ass, like the opposite direction of ass pounding. Do anything to...
No, whatever. I don't want to see them fight in a singles match. I'd rather see them fight in a tag match, but it's fine. They'll have a singles match.
Who's got the singles?
Jungle Boy and Mark Quinn.
Oh, I don't want that. I want Matt Hardy versus
also on Rampage.
Christian.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Why aren't we doing Matt Hardy versus Christian? That's the only match that anyone wants to see.
We already did it. We did it over the summer. I think I was there. I think it was in Austin.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. Yeah. John Busman, guys, how good is the booth with Taz in place of JR?
John, we're going to talk about that in a minute because Taz had the line of the year.
Taz went off
in the booth
in the main event.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, let's talk.
I'm not here. But I love. It started when they did the graphic of JR coming back next week, and he's like, "Where's the graphic? Oh, Taz is getting kicked out next week. Where's that graphic?" So funny.
It's true. Well, let's talk about the main event. We got MJF and FTR, the 3 kings of wrestling, versus Sting, Punk, and Darby. And right off the bat, the makeup choices were pretty fun. We get Sting coming out with CM Punk makeup, which I was just like, what about Darby?
Didn't need the crosses though. Didn't need the straight edge hands. I like the paint, but I guess you need both. I guess you do.
You need both. Then we get Darby coming out with a half wolf pack in pink.
Yeah, that's interesting. I
think it was half wolf. It was all stingy. It was very stingy. And then we get Surfer Dude Sting CM Punk.
Classic. Really good.
Oh, sorry. And that was terrible.
I liked instead of it's clobber time, he did the woo. I thought that was really good.
It was
it's exciting. It gives it a big fight feel. It really does give it a big fight feel. And I love that. And the announcers made it feel like a big fight feel. And then Taz jumped in. Let's talk about Taz. The line of the century. All three of these guys, all three of them are hacks. They're all hacks. I loved it. He called them all hacks. And then Excalibur was like, what? And Taz was like, what are they going to do? I'm out there. This is my last week. What are they going to do?
No. He said that in regards to, the first time he said that a couple of times in this match where he's like, what are they going to do? The first time he said it when Darby's coming out, he's just like, Darby's coming out. He's just like, yeah, it's CM Punk, the second best-selling T-shirt in AEW. He's like, Hook's number one. Yeah, he said it. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to kick me off in a couple weeks. He was going off before CM Punk even made an appearance. He was going off. And, he was really fire. And to John Buson's point, I'm going to miss Taz. Yeah, I'm going to miss this. Because honestly, this is a really good thing. Because Tony, he adds his old man like isms, and it's really a good story because you got Excalibur doing the play-by-play. He's doing a great job of it. You got a color Taz and analysis, and then you've got the guy that's been there forever. You know, the guy that's seen everything, that can give some historical reference because he is a knowledgeable guy about like towns and such like that. He's really good with that stuff. Like, I think that's a good booth.
Yeah, because you can't put JR in the Tony role, and the reason for that is because Taz can't be Taz with JR there. Taz can be Taz with Tony there. Like, for example, Tony said some type of snide comment, like something like MJF came in the ring and like Tony's like, I wish he'd get out of here. And then Taz was like, I wish you'd go back to the hotel. He can't say that to JR. Like, he can't do that. And but I wish he would.
Tony was cracking up a few times. Tony really likes it. Tony just likes to be degraded.
Like, they have like a very funny relationship apparently. Like, if you listen to Tony's podcast, he talks about like busting Taz's balls, and like they do a thing where like there's like a production meeting and Tony got a nameplate made up for Taz and he put it in front of Taz's chair, and they were like, oh, Taz, Mr. Big Man over here with his nameplate, huh? Like, he would bust Taz's balls like that. So I guess they have a thing and it works really well.
It's really good. It's a lot of fun. We love JR. We want you to be healthy, but be healthy in Oklahoma.
Just be healthy in a training capacity.
Be healthy in a backstage capacity.
Show up for big matches.
But or honestly, I'd be willing to get rid of Tony and move Tony to the back so that we could try that 3-person. Let's try that 3-person. Yeah. But let's talk about the match a little bit. First off, the makeup. I love the makeup. We have some comments in here. We got Chica Mark saying, I hated Punk's makeup. Honestly, it was bad. And it was very distracting the entire time. It took away a lot. It was weird. It was weird. Joe writes, love the makeup. Really made it seem like a special match. And Punk's trunks were great. I didn't notice what his trunks were. Were they special?
His trunks were, well, you didn't notice his trunks?
What did he do?
He had black trunks, but with the scorpion, like the surfer dude Sting scorpion in Chicago colors on the side.
That's pretty cool. I did not
he was
notice
like
that.
Head to toe surfer dude Sting, like head to toe.
That's pretty cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's really interesting. I didn't notice
that.
But
the makeup was like a little too sharp. Like, it was almost too Ultimate Warrior. There's subtle differences between surfer dude Sting and Ultimate Warrior's makeup, and this was more Ultimate Warrior to me.
It's because Sting's head is shaped differently than Punk's. That was formulated for his head shape, where he has like a long brow, and he also has like Punk has sunken eyes, and when you paint all that white, it looks weird.
If you I don't know if you remember or not, or if anyone watching remembers, but when the Outsiders, when the NWO was formed at Bash at the Beach 1996, it was the Outsiders versus Sting, Luger, and Macho. And Luger and Macho also wore Sting makeup for that match, and they both looked super fucking weird.
It's weird.
It's weird, especially when you put white in it, and Luger had a lot of white in his, and Punk had a lot of white in his. So his eyes just kind of disappeared, like his eyebrows disappeared. His face just, you're right, sunken eyes, like too much.
And one thing I just wish, I liked the makeup. I liked it. I thought it was fun. It was a fun choice. My issue is, why is MJF in this match? Why I prefer someone more jobberish for this type of match to give the fans what they want, make it a shorter match. Like, this should be the 10-minute match tops with a lesser group. 15 minutes if you want to do like get MJF out of there, because MJF and Punk, you don't want them to touch.
They
Have
didn't
Bush have
touch.
but still, like, it was too distracting for the match. You didn't feel that's half the match was their interaction together, chasing each other down, which made the entire match drag, right? Like, it was too long.
I think it was too long. I agree. I do think this was a situation. Well, okay, look, I went into this match hoping that MJF and Punk weren't going to touch. And MJF is like the biggest coward on the planet, and he does a really good job of being a coward to the point where I get frustrated. And that's what they want. That's the reaction that they want, is that I get frustrated. So they did it. But I do think it was too long, but I think it was this long because it was in Greensboro. That's the only reason. But it doesn't need to be. It didn't need to be. It didn't need to be. I agree. It could have been 17 minutes and it would have been fine. This was probably like 25.
And I do notice, I don't know if you noticed, do you notice CM Punk takes a while to get warmed up? Like, I feel like the first few minutes, like he's a little awkward. He's not really very crisp. Towards the end of the match, he kind of remembers,
he's ready to go.
This is how I do it. His knees are much sharper. His movements, he's much stronger, but he is out of gas. When they were running up the stairs, and then when the Tony's just like, yeah, MJF's blown after that one, and he's just like, I'm blown, watch him. But he was huffing and puffing. We got some things here. Sting, Punk, and Darby were having a lot of fun. Chica Marks writes. John writes, I love they all did makeup, but Punk did look like we have Sting at home. That's funny. Chica Marks writes, Punk needs visible eyebrows. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Absolutely.
That chase was impressive, though. It was a cool chase. It was fun. I wish it wasn't a part of this match.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fair.
That's fair. Chica Marks writes, meaning I was impressed how fast they ran up the stairs. Yeah, no, that was pretty impressive. I think I agree with that as well. Yeah. But I think it should have been just in a different place. I don't know.
Dax Harwood's a superstar. Dax Harwood, superstar.
Dax Harwood is a superstar. We can all agree on that. We get Sting does a great job tonight. Sting did a great job.
I'm worried about Sting. I'm worried about it.
Was pretty cool.
We'll talk about all of that whole sequence in a moment. Oof, we'll talk about that.
Let's talk about it. Let's just jump in. We get the Darby dive that was just disgusting. We get Sting throwing MJF out onto his head. He Beal tosses him out of the ring, and it wasn't his fault. It wasn't FTR's fault. It wasn't MJF's fault. MJF did kind of rotate a little too much rotation, because he was diving into them. Like, there's no way you could catch that. And he fell on his head. It seemed to be fine. Then Sting jumps out. He does his big stinger.
Dude, he had that moment where he was putting both feet on the top rope and one foot kind of slipped. And I was like, oh my God. And it was right after MJF landed on his head. And it's like, oh my God.
And Tony's just like, be careful, Sting.
Yeah. Sting, I mean, fuck, man. We're a year into Sting's run in AEW, and he looks better now than ever before, sort of. He looked a little tired tonight.
He was a little better earlier in his AEW run. Right now, he's in this, like, he's still doing it, but he's definitely, like, after a move, you see him get up, he's like, his hair is wild, and he looks like he just got out of a big cold bath and he'll start wandering. He looks like Frankenstein out there, but he does a good job.
He does. I mean, he did the headbutt to the crotch spot, which is like a classic Sting move.
I wrote that down. I wanted you to talk to you about it. He loves the headbutt to the crotch spot.
He loves it. And I love it too. MJF was a little too close to the rope, like a little too close. So Sting had to bunch up a little bit, but I love it. I think it's so good. And the Stinger splash spot, like, he's still good at doing the Stinger splash. Doesn't get as much height as he used to, which is okay. He's in his 60s.
He gets that impact though.
Yeah, he hits the impact, and I loved that. The teamwork, all of those spots were fantastic. There's a lot to like about this match. I just think it was a little too long.
Just a little too long. But we end up the night with the go to sleep, followed by the Stinger death drop, followed by, what is it called? The casket drop?
A coffin drop. Yeah.
Coffin drop.
Coffin drop, like, across the ring. Homeboy jumped across the ring. And also, like, are we going to talk about the fact that, like, it was MJF and Dash pushed him out of the ring so Dash could take the fall?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice that?
No.
It was MJF, and he was like getting up and he was wobbly, and Dash slid in and just pushed MJF out of the ring.
I did see that. I did see that. Yeah, he saved him.
Really interesting.
Saved him. I like that a lot, and I would really love for them just to pair off and go their separate ways. Have Wardlow as a bodyguard until he goes. But bye, Sean, and sorry, Tully. You tried. You
Hey,
tried.
he had a
Darby.
good run. He had a good run.
He had a run. I keep.
It was a good run.
I'm really being mean to Tully, even though I was in love with him when he first came out, and I love those jackets with them together. But I see greener pastures. We do have Joe writing. Also, they should have focused on Darby more. Isn't he the rising star? They should be focused on building. Yeah,
We're okay. We're okay here.
honestly, I feel bad for this.
Who got the pin? Who got the pin? Darby Allin.
It's just I feel bad. He's playing third fiddle in this match. Fourth fiddle behind MJF. He's the fourth fiddle in this match. He really is right above FTR. Yeah, play that for him. Play it for Darby.
There's plenty of time.
He's the pillar that is covered in moss.
There's plenty of time. He's not covered in moss. He's main eventing with CM Punk and Sting.
He's covered in moss.
He's doing just
dirty with moss. Smells like dirty moss.
He, of all of the pillars, will always be over. All he has to do 1 week is play one of his weird fucking videos, beat some big dude, and he's back on top. He's fine.
He's fine. I just feel like this is a weird use of him. But I get it. But whatever. It was a fun match. A little long. And that's the end of the show. Are we excited for the Christmas Rampage?
Yeah, it'd be fine. I'm excited for Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. And Hook. Hook versus Bear Bronson.
Yeah.
I wish he was against Bear Boulder.
I wish he was fighting somebody who wasn't in a tag team.
Yeah. I wish he was fighting someone that I didn't want to, because Hook's going to win. I just don't want to see him win against someone who I, honestly, I don't believe him winning against Bear Boulder.
Well, just wait. Let's see if he convinces you.
Okay. But if honestly, it's gonna be he's okay. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. I'm gonna hold my my anger and resentment towards that booking, and we'll see. I'll just see. And so wow, thank you all so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. And if you
we won't be here on Saturday.
We will not be here on Saturday.
But do you want to be here on Sunday?
We might be here Sunday.
It's up to you. You can make that decision off air.
We'll make that decision off there. Joe Redlitz writes, Hook.
Hook. Joe gets it.
Hook. But if you haven't done it already, smash that like button. Just a quick smash to that. Just really freaking go to town.
Yeah.
And
thanks
then when
you're
okay, after this, go on to different accounts. Go to the video, press like. And you don't have to watch it. I'm asking you to watch it again. Just keep doing that on all your different accounts that you may have. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying the show. This is we're having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun.
We got some things coming up. We got some exciting things coming up in the year of 2022, the year of our Lord.
Every year is the year of our Lord when you're having fun. Thank you so much. We're all having fun here. Chico Mars writes, great stream, guys. Joe Redlitz writes, happy holidays all.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays all to you too. Have
a wonderful holiday weekend.
Have a holiday weekend, a fun, merry holiday. Eat your holiday cookies underneath your holiday tree.
Or bush, if you're Jewish. Hanukkah bush.
Hanukkah bush.
Yeah. I mean, Hanukkah ended over. Yeah, it ended a long time ago.
It's 3 months ago.
It was 3 weeks ago.
I know, being facetious. We have to go.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Overtime.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Pocketbooks. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, y'all. Have a great weekend.
Loose Release Pod for Gmail and on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, talk to us about everything. 4, see ya. 3, 2, 1. Out.
Ole. 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 Ole.